Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow for you. I'm going to show you my version of a super easy smoky eye. It's almost like a method. So like I think of cooking and makeup a lot and hair of all the same thing. Like there's always like a method. You know how to make a burger. You can make 1,000 burgers. You make one pizza. You know how to make 1,000 pizzas, blah, blah, blah. And you can always add more. It's a little bit harder to take away. And so I don't want, a lot of people I feel like look at makeup and they're like, yeah, blue eyeshadow, that's what I'm gonna wear. And I'm like, whoa, start with your basics, start with some neutrals and get comfortable with those because makeup is really just making yourself look the best that you can look. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my eyeshadow method, beginner eyeshadow, whatever you want to call it, but I thought this would be kind of fun. Right now I did my base. I did like a bronzer highlight. I kind of show you my base makeup. That should be up first. I'm going to link that below if it's up. This is kind of like a 3-part series. So like the first one is like the face and the bronzer, contour, highlighter. The second one is going to be the eyeshadow, which we're doing right now. And then the third one is how to kind of refresh like day-old hair. So that's why my hair is not done. I hope this would kind of help you a little bit with everything. But I hope this would kind of like help you along with everything, but we're gonna get into it. First off, let's just talk about the basics of eyeshadow. Okay, I know that there's some crazy palettes out there that are amazing and fantastic, and it's fun to have those in your collection, but more often than not, most of us just wear neutrals. They're safe, they're great for every day, they're great for beginners. Now there's nothing, I love crazy colors too, so don't get me wrong, like I've done the sparkles and everything like that, but I think having a neutral palette is one of the best things you can have. I'm gonna show you a couple that I have, and then I'm gonna be using my absolute favorite one in this video as well. So let me grab those. Ooh, a really pretty one, and again, you can get one from NYX, from the drugstore, like a NYX version that's gorgeous too, but you really want to look for neutral tones. So like this palette, this is the Makeup Reloaded palette. Ooh. This is the Makeup Reloaded palette from Urban Decay. And I love this one because you have some highlighting colors, you have some golden tones. These colors right here are like the holy grail. And these are the best colors to start off with and get really, really comfortable with. And then you can kind of move into some of these other colors. But again, this is a great natural palette as well. My absolute favorite one, and you can tell I love it because it is just, I mean, like I have beat this palette. It's so dirty and I have beat this palette and it's like, I need a new one. But I think one of the best palettes that you can get if you're going to be starting out or you want to invest in something really good that you know that's going to last and be a really good quality is the Tartlet in Bloom palette. It's pretty compact. It's not too bad, especially for travel or anything like that. It has this like gigantic mirror in it. And then the color selection I think is absolutely perfect. What I really look for and strive for in a neutrals palette, I think again for everybody that's really, really great, are matte colors. I think putting sometimes people just put like shimmer all over. That's fine, whatever. But I think you really need to get comfortable with like neutral palettes. You know, like MAC has them and stuff like that too. But having these really pretty like neutral tones, a white, a little bit of like a beigey color. This one is a little bit more, this is a little bit warm, a little cool tone, and then more cool tone. And then you have a couple shimmers and a highlight. And then you have some deeper shades here. I always use these to smudge out my eyeliner. And then I always use these two to really deepen up the color too. But you could literally just stick to something like these 4 and it would be perfect. But again, you're just looking for something like super neutral. So I'm gonna start this off. Another thing you wanna do is have some decent brushes. It depends on how much money you wanna spend. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna show you some of the ones that I have. Here are some of the brushes that I have. These are synthetic cheap dollar, like I think these were 99 cents. They're from LA Girl. I feel like they're great. I think they're really easy to clean. They're really easy to use. But for any type, for just basic eyeshadow, if you're just looking something, you just want a decent brush that does a lot, I would probably get one that's a little bit thicker, but also a little bit fluffier at the ends. So you see how all of these are kind of like a little bit thicker, but they're a little bit fluffier. That guy's too fluffy. Like again, thicker, a little bit of fluffy, thicker, a little bit of fluffy. All of these are really great. These are from LA Girl. These ones are from BPERFECT. I got these really cheap. This is a Real Techniques one too, just their eyeshadow brush. These are all really nice to have, and you don't need a lot of brushes to do this look. I'm actually gonna try to do this with one brush. I'm just gonna use the BPERFECT, and this is the number 5 Studio Pro. Again, I kind of like it because it's going to be a little bit more fluffy. It's going to blend, but it's still going to pack on the color. The more dense the brush, the denser the color is going to be. So like this one is super fluffy. It's really like, that's just a light blender brush, if that makes any sense. I'm going to start off, again, I'm going to use one brush for this whole look. I might brush it off a little bit so that I don't get a lot of fallout, but do use clean brushes though. Like clean your stuff. So I'm going to take a little bit of Charmer and I'm just going to put that all over my eyes. You can use a primer if you wanted to. I just put a little bit of foundation on and set it. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Charmer and I'm just going to use that to set my eye. Just brighten that up a little bit. This is not rocket science. I'm just kind of buffing it over top. Then I'm going to take a little bit. I like to take Jet Setter and Smarty Pants together. That's just how I do it. And I'm just going to take a little bit of those, tap that excess off, and you want to look at your eye. Everybody's eyes are completely different. So mine are a little bit different. Like I have a lot of space towards the end of my eyes, and they are, even when I close my eyes, even when I open my eyes or close them, they kind of stay open pretty well. Some people might have a little bit more space in the middle. Some people might have a little bit more space here. Oh my God, I don't like to put a lot of eyeshadow in here just because I feel like it closes my eyes off. I like my eyes to be big or more cat eye almost, but it just depends on your eye. I think this is a basic everyday look for a lot of people. So we're gonna dab into those two. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take the brush and stick it right at the end where my socket is, right? And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start kind of wiggling the brush. And whatever I have left, I'm just gonna follow my eye socket. And I know because it's right where my eyeball is. And get a little bit more. And that's all I'm gonna do. The idea is to always just start off with a little bit of a lighter neutral color and just kind of build it up a little bit, and then you can always add more. So I'm gonna go a little bit more onto my eyelid right here in the corner. And just keep swirling. And everybody calls this the windshield wiper motion. Okay, I'm gonna load that up one more time. I'm just gradually adding a little bit. So now I'm gonna open my eye and look and see where it's at. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more to the top of that. I mean, this is easy, right? I'm gonna do the other side. Again, stick it in my socket on the end and just start wiggling it a little bit. If you wanna really pack on color, you can actually take if you really wanna start packing on color, you can take your brush and pack it on, and it's gonna be a lot more dense. This is just gonna be a really light flush of color. See how much better that looks already? Now you can open your eyes and take a look at it and then go above, take a little bit more and just kind of go above right there. This is literally my everyday eyeshadow. And then you keep looking and you're like, maybe I'll add a little bit more. So I'm just gonna add just a smidge more. I'm just gonna pack it on because I want a little bit more color. And then I'm just gonna blend out. Again, it's not blue eyeshadow. You don't have to be crazy about it. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't really matter. You're not gonna see it. I'm gonna take a little bit of that same two colors and I'm literally just gonna go underneath my eye just to give my eye a little bit of shadow. I'm not changing my brush. I just feel like this gives a little bit more depth to the eye. So you can see it just looks a little bit more natural instead of just completely stark white like it is. So I'm just gonna go underneath the eye. The idea here is to keep adding on. So if I want to get a little bit darker, I'm going to go over to, I'm just going to wipe my brush off just a little bit. And I'm going to go over to Rebel, which is the next color over, right? I'm going to go into Rebel. I'm going to tap that on the tip of my brush, get that excess off. I'm going to kind of look down in my mirror with my eye open, and I'm going to start adding it to the edge. I'm building up that color just a little bit. I feel like this color palette just complements everybody so much. Like this would be beautiful for like a bride too. So I'm really kind of just working on the edge there, just on the very corner of my eye and just wiggling. Like literally you stick your brush right there and you're just going to start packing on that color right there. Once you know most of that color is off, then you can go back and do your windshield wiper motion. And it'll blend that really perfect for you. But see, it just adds a little bit more drama to the eye. So I'm gonna do this side. If you are worried about fallout, I mean, we're using really light colors. If you are worried about fallout, you could always do your the rest of your makeup after you're done with your eyeshadow. Again, the eyeshadow police aren't coming to your house. But do you see how that just gradually keeps adding a little bit more drama to the eye? Oh my gosh, I love it. If you're having trouble with the outside corner, you can always get a Q-tip and just kind of blend a little bit, and that'll help you as well. Or you can take a clean brush and kind of just clean up those edges too. If you feel like you've gotten a little crazy or anything like that too, that kind of helps. So same brush, I'm just gonna brush, I'm just gonna get a little bit of that color off. I'm gonna go into this deeper color. You don't have to do that, but I just wanted to show you how you just keep like adding and it becomes like a gradual, it just becomes gradual. So I'm going to take a little bit of that just on the, like the very tip of the brush, get that excess off because I don't want that to get everywhere. I'm going to look down into my mirror and I'm just going to start kind of pushing that right there, right in that same corner where we've been building up all that color. Again, the color palette of this makeup is just everything. And again, this is like an everyday eye look. This would be something I would wear every day. Then you got most of that color off. Just going to take it and kind of blend that into everything else. I think it's just easier. I just let the brush kind of do its own thing and place it. And then again, when there's nothing left, kind of bring it back through and it'll blend everything through. Boom. I'm going to take another brush just to kind of, like, I didn't really put a lot on the lid. So this is where I'm going to use my finger. You can use a brush, but I think it's a little bit easier. I'm going to take this really pretty, like, shiny color called Funny Girl, right? And I'm going to take it and just press it right on the lid where I didn't really put any shadow. And I'm just going to kind of blend it in, blend it up, and then blend it into where we were putting that color. There's no cut crease. There's none of that. I like to bring it up just a little bit, but I just think your finger just kind of melts it. And again, you don't have to use like 4 different brushes. I'm going to take that color and just kind of blend a little bit of those edges just so everything kind of blends. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that dark just on the outside right here. Like whatever's left on that brush, I'm just going to take it down. I will take another brush. I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to kind of put this in my inner. I'm just going to kind of bring this down. This is just a little brush. Because I like a highlight in my inner corner. I have all that darkness and I feel like it just kind of lights everything up. You don't even have to do the shimmer. I just like it. I think it's just really nice. But you can see where you can progress from something super, super simple and keep going and getting more dramatic with it. And that's the idea. But that's the shape that I really like to use a lot of the times with my eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my eyeliner and my lashes while we're here right now. So I'm gonna use, this is the Easy on the Eyes from Tarte eyeliner. I like to cheat when it comes to a wing liner. I like to use 2 products. So I'll use a cream, but a little bit of a like a pen as well. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. I do this in a lot of my videos, but again, I never really kind of break it down. And I did do like a winged eyeliner tutorial, but that was a while ago. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. I will take my eye, and I do pull a little bit, but I'm very, very gentle with it. So I'm going to line the underneath of my eye. So I always line on my waterline. This is basically me just holding my lid so I don't blink 9 times. So I'm just going to kind of take the corner of this and I'm going to use my mirror and I'm just going to go and follow my eye line. This definitely takes a little bit of practice. Again, it took me a while, but once I started doing it and not pulling my eye a lot and like messing with it, I was actually really happy with it. I'm not going to smudge it yet or anything. I'm going to get my liquid liner out. This is the tattoo liner by KVD Beauty, not Kat Von D. And this is where I always pray to the eyeliner gods. I'm just going to take this and make an extension from the bottom waterline. See how the bottom of my line, I'm just going to make an extension to go up. And I'm just going to come back onto that line. I'm going to come back onto that line and make a triangle and fill it in. I'm going to take a smudger brush. It's just a cheap smudger brush. This is like an Eco Tools. And I'll take a little bit of Activist and a little bit of Smoke Show, whatever. It's like a dark chocolate and a black. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and tap it off because you don't want to get anywhere. And I'm literally going to take that and just blend that in. You can leave your eyeshadow as is, but this is going to help you fix any of those little mistakes or anything like that. And I'm going to show you, it just looks so much more like romantic, I guess. But do you see the difference? It just looks a little bit more put together, a little bit more seamless. I'm just very gently just kind of going over top of that. It's not like I'm pushing or pulling. It's just kind of like a little tapping. Wow, I look like myself again. I don't really like to do a lot on the bottom of the lashes, like in the bottom. I feel like this kind of keeps the eye up. Like the wing liner makes the eyes bigger and it kind of keeps it open. If you start putting a liner in the inside, I know people do it, I get it, but putting a liner in the bottom inside of your waterline really closes your eyes off and you lose the full potential, people. I'm saying. Mascara. This is Tartlet's Camera Lashes. I'm not really too concerned about a lot of mascara. I have these really big lashes that I got off of Amazon. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on. Put like 4 coats on the bottom. Lipstick, that's what it's called, lipstick. This is the e.l.f. Oh, wrong side. I just ruined it. This is the lip liner from Nora that did this. I don't know what it's called, but it's her lip liner from e.l.f. I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. It's kind of like a cool nude tone. Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm gonna use a little bit of Celebrity Skin because I've been going nude. So let's give it a little bit of love today. I have a new one of these coming because I think this one's going. And then because I can't just leave well enough alone, I'm gonna put a little bit of when this dries, I'm gonna put a little bit of I'm nude in the middle just because that's who I am. Okay, lashes. So I got these off of Amazon. They're gigantic, but I really want to wear them. So that's what I'm gonna put on. I mean, they look good so far, but I need to they're like this. I need to push them up. So we're gonna give it a minute. All right, while that's happening, I'm gonna put a little bit of I'm nude in the middle. That's it for the eyes. I did the lips. We put the crazy huge lashes on that I'm not sure about. I'll be right back. You'll see my hair done too. All right, right back. All right, guys, that is it for the video. As you can see, I did not actually film a correct ending for this video, so I'm just going to do a little bit of Christina voiceover. Again, this is the second video in the series. The first one is the contouring and foundation. I'll have that linked below. This is the